Well, for me, the miracle isn't that 40-man patrol went up there and Colonel Johnson told them, if you get to the top of the mountain, raise this 3 by 5 foot flag, and this 40-man patrol went up every second expecting to get, ambushed or shot up, and they didn't have a shot fired against them when they got to the top of the mountaintop. But the real miracle isn't that they made it to the top without getting shot at. The real miracle is where they were about to put that flag up. They looked off on the side, and there's all these Japanese water pipes that they're going to use for an irrigation system up there for running water. And they had a ready-made flagpole for them to put that flag up. And they shot bullet holes in either end of the flag, and they were able to, they didn't bring the flagpole up with them. That's a water pipe from a Japanese irrigation system. The miracle is that they were up there and they were able to put some bullet holes in them and tie them on and raise a flag, because how else were they going to raise it? They didn't consider what they were going to use to raise the flag when they got up there.
Amazing.
There's a 20-foot water pipe. It just happened to be laying right there at their feet when they got up there. So.
And shot a hole in the ends of the top and bottom of the flag.
Long enough to tie some rope that they had, some shelter half rope that they carried in one of their packs, and were able to tie off the grommets on the flag and raise it up. So
cool.
So it wasn't that they shot the holes to attach the ropes. Why'd they shoot the holes in the flag?
No, in the pole, the pipe.
Oh, in the pipe.
Because they needed to have, they needed to be able to run the little bits of rope through to tie it off with the grommets. So
it's one of those moments. Shot holes in the pipe.
Because really, how were they gonna just have somebody stand there and holding it? But
exactly.
These water pipes happen to be up there. So. Good.
Well, it adds a nice little color up there. Did you get around to see the front down there at all? We got the 45, and then we got Chesty Polar's ribbons over there in the corner. That's some of the stuff that I was talking about. We could put together little labels and put in a display case, at the cemetery. And that's what we need to do, is set up a point where maybe you could come over and meet us, and show you the case and some of the different things we want to kind of do.
I've seen the case. Is it about as big as this tabletop here?
Probably a little more narrow, but a
little
longer. Can't remember what the exact dimensions are on it. Yeah, it's a little longer than that, but a little more narrow.
I do have a set of web gear that was carried by a Marine military policeman on Iwo Jima. It's all rotted away, not rotted away, but it's got the verdigris and the salt water, and it's really crusty.
Wow.
But he carried it on Iwo Jima, this Sergeant Neely, who was a Marine Corps recruiter back in the day. So, military police unit on Iwo Jima. So
That'd be really cool, yeah.
Yeah, whatever, because you want to maybe have a little booklet of the cemetery in there too.
Yeah,
maybe,
we definitely want to have a part of just kind of the history of the cemetery, or how it started and early on days. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to have something different, like I said, because mainly right now we just have pictures from that. So it'd definitely be nice to have some type of actual artifacts in there, I think.
Where is it? Excuse
Have
me.
you been to the
Let me
museum?
grab this.
Not lately. It's actually been a while.
Well, if you want to come up sometime and just get some artifacts out, we'd be happy to do a loan for you guys.
Hello?
Anything you guys need,
That'd be phenomenal.
Include me? I'd be great at a party with some of that. Show up with some of that stuff. It'd be the hit.
Come over and visit anytime you want.
Yeah,
Just
thank you.
give me a heads up and we'll
I will.
accommodate you and show you around. So.
Appreciate that. Are you involved with the Vietnam Museum?
Involved in it?
Yeah. Wire out. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, the Minnesota Remembers Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's three. There's the Lindbergh House, the Weyerhaeuser, the Morrison County Historical Society, and us are all three together working together on that program. The Lindbergh site has.
Oh, nice.
I started wide, but I get real close. And I got such great footage, Charles. This was a great shoot.
Cool.
I have the mic just going so you can hear me talking.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I'm not an employee of the record.
Cool.
This is really good footage. I'm glad I got that position up there, and I got right on the net.
Well-
Man, you can see the white going on there, like
Oh, yeah?
roadways, yeah, like white stripes on the center of the highway.
Cool.
And here you can barely notice it.
But when it, yeah.
But there I was like right on. I felt good. Then I
Good.
tried to widen up. Your story was great, concise. I'll get you the footage on the internet right away so you guys can look at it.
Okay.
This is B-roll. I should probably put the first part where we're doing this, and then you go up, and then once I get that, that's all we need here.
Okay.
Then I'll go to this,
Okay.
and then we'll just give it, and it'll just be a rough edit, raw edit, so you can see how good. And I want to talk to all three of these, but that guy there, and I think Elneff would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wherever
do you want,
want.
do you want to set, when do you want to set that
I
up?
don't know. I'm just,
Okay, remember the painting is here till the 15th.
You have to grease the skids to see if he'd be willing to talk to us about it.
Yeah, you just, I'll ask him right now.
See that handle
Why
right
not?
there? Yeah. That's the handle of his flamethrower.
Which
he
one?
claims that right there. He claims that that's Lindbergh right there when he's got the tanks on his back. So
Photo was by who?
Lou Lowry.
What's going through your mind at that point?
L-O-U.
Imagine,
His last name is L-O-U.
what's interesting is, you know, I saw recently that movie, The Sounds of Iwo Jima, and when they were making all those, you know, war movies back in the late 40s, early 50s, even into the early 60s, they were using so much raw footage from the actual time. It's now that all of a sudden everyone wants to get the cinematography and they got to make all the expensive sets. That's why, you know, if they made that movie today, it'd cost like a couple $100 million. Well, the original Sands of Iwo Jima with John Wayne and a few of those other guys, you know, regular
Use
low.
actual footage.
They
from
used
that?
actual footage, and so this one's looking familiar. But I mean, and then they had the actual, you know, flag raising footage at the end of the movie and all that. So it was probably a 75. Maybe 80-minute movie, something like that. And, you know, I bet there was like 15 minutes of real footage from in there.
I'll give him this to photograph.
There you go.
Here, this is what I got from Chuck. That's his.
He'd like to, actually, at some point, if we could set up a time, do you want to do that here or out at the museum? Talking when you bring in Al up.
Basically, I have a really good interview person. What we try to do is we try to find the places to get the most important why, what you do, and what you may want to share. It's what we did is we've come here several times. What we'd like to do is set up a camera mic, and then Al would ask you questions. We'd be prepped a little bit so that we could, but Al's so good that he can listen and move left and right. You don't even know it because he listens with his eyes. So that's what I'd like to do is maybe look at why we would want to interview anybody in the organization you feel that would be a strength. I think you're the one. If I were to nominate, he talks too much.
There, thanks. Good.
So anyway-
Let someone else do it.
I might not talk enough. I might not talk enough though. So.
No, but because this is for our own, you know,
Right,
documentation, and that's,
right.
you know, we're trying to gather as much information as possible. So down the road, we've already talked to, you know, TPT and things like that, and they originally wanted to be part from the beginning. Well, that just didn't work out. So
Right.
Lakeland Public Television came on board and did 2 full episodes of Common Ground. So when we re-met with TPT, they said, why don't you guys keep going at it, and then when you're done, we can do something. So we don't want to all of a sudden be stepping on Lakeland Public Television.
Yeah.
They can't tell us what to do. And so because all of a sudden it looks like the big guys in the cities came up and stepped on the toes of little guys. Well, we've been kind of wanting to have that happen, but
Step on us, please.
yeah, so we are gathering as much documentation as
Yeah,
possible.
they're ready to go.
So they can put something together with it. But I mean, I think it's really important on what we just did, and then for you to explain all of that with those photos.
We went
And
over
to-
it pretty good here before, so him and I.
Yeah, but you know, he went,
Do you have a business card so I can send you an email with what we did, that 5-minute story that Charles did about, oh man, that was great. And then just this too, I'll send you this one. And it's just raw.
Don't use that phone number. The email is the best way to get a hold
Okay,
of me. So.
yep.
You know, there's color footage of that second flag going up, and you've seen the color film footage. You've seen the still photograph. But the guy standing right next to Rosenthal was a guy named Bill Gnaus, and he had a color camera, and he was filming the flag raising go up as Rosenthal was right next to him. build analysis from Minneapolis, so.
You're on fire, you're hot about this.
Do you have
I like
that footage
I'll give you a card.
in color?
Oh, it's available on the internet.
Oh, all right. No,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Marines determined that Iwo Jima was going to be their moment to photo document everything. So if you look at Iwo Jima, the film coverage on it is just amazing. It's all color film. So if you look at most World War II battles, the Army guys went in with the black and whites, with the 16 millimeter speed graphics, but the Marines went in with all color film, which was amazing for the time. Is that Kodachrome film?
Right.
And if you look at that footage today, it pops like this painting pops.
Right.
I see a lot of the colors up there, and it kind of reminds me of that footage from Iwo Jima. So
There it is, don't forget it. Or is that yours?
No, that's his.
Okay, anyway,
yeah,
it's really nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too, sir.
I can
Look
tell
forward to
you're on
seeing with
fire.
you again.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't in my journalism.
Well,
And
hold
if
on.
there's anything between now and the 26th,
Excuse me.
you
Well,
know,
yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I can't think of what there would here. Which one of these should we just send along for him just to look at something?
Cemetery administrator, Eric Saab.
the 4-minute one. Yeah. That's kind of the,
Here, this will give you an idea what we're going
yeah,
to.
if you still have a DVD player, that is.
oh yeah,
Most people don't nowadays. But anyway, put that in. Al Neff and I interviewed Charles for 1 hour. I said, oh, I think we got it all. I said, is there any last thing you'd want to say, Charles? And that's where the magic happened. And he said, why does it? And the beliefs in watching people make a difference. I just loved it. And then the music and everything worked out good. So that's that would be the one I'd suggest.
this would be a good place to do any sort of an interview because
Then it's right
what
behind.
an inspiration to
Right.
see this here.
So the 15th of May. So if we were to do something before the 15th of May,
It'd probably be best to do it the week before because on the 14th I got to teach.
yeah.
Let me look at my schedule.
Well, I would say that if I were to look from May 5th to May 10th or 12th,
All right, let's
we'll get something
let's
lined
get
up.
something coordinated in that period.
Let's make sure Al can come up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that also being,
That was great.
perhaps is
No, we can't.
The
That's the
15th,
day we're
that's
taking.
too late.
That's the day we're taking.
Right.
The 15th is the day we take the paintings to Duluth. The 14th I'm busy. I'm teaching 2 classes at Lindbergh on the fresco,
I'm figuring that probably the week before will come up. I'm pretty open, so.
and I'm just here working.
And I have the okay from my boss to support you however I need to.